Today we're going to be working on the letter I. Letter I. So the first part, we have the letter I right here to trace. We make our line down. We start from the solid line, go all the way to the other solid line. Then we go across. You're making your line right on the other line. I. So make some space. Line down, solid line to solid line. Across. Line down. Sometimes you'll see the capital I just with a line, but we want to make it so it's very noticeable that it is an I. So we make the line on top and on the bottom. If I just make the line on the top, it becomes a T. So we want to make sure that we also have the line on the bottom to make it an I. 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 I is a vowel. It has two sounds. It says I, like an insect, or I, or I, like in ice. Then we have a lowercase I. We start at the dotted line, we go down the solid bottom line, and then we put a dot in between the dotted line and the solid top line. So we go to the dotted line, we go all the way down, and then we put a dot. I. 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 Okay, then down here it says iguana in insects. So here's our can of insects. Here's our label. It says insects. Then we have iguana. And then we have in. Those insects are inside the container. They're in. So iguana, I, G, circle, line. Almost looks like an A, but then we're going to keep going and swerve over. U, A, N, A. So then we're going to do that again. I, G, U, A, N, A. And go on up. Then we're going to go down here. In, I, N. I, N. In. And then down here we have insects. I, N, S, E, C, T, S. I, N, S, E, C, T, S. Insects. On the back of this page, the next I sheet, says Izzy Inchworm. Izzy Inchworm. So again, we're practicing those I's. Line down, across the top, across the bottom. 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 Line down, across the top, across the bottom, sorry. Okay, then we have the lowercase I. Dotted line to solid line, then a dot. Dotted line to solid line, then a dot. Dotted line to solid line, a dot. Dotted line to solid line, dot. I. Try not to make them too close together so that we can see them. Down here we have Izzy, and they gave us the I. We're going to trace it. So Izzy. Then inside, they want us to put the I, so we're going to put I. Inside is INSIDE. And then here we have NCHWORM. It's trying to say inchworm. so we need to put the I in the front, inchworm. So Izzy inside inchworm. And then down here it says copy the sentence. Izzy inchworm is inside. So here you can trace it first, or you can just write it. I, capital I, because Izzy is a name, and it's the beginning of the sentence. Z, Z-Y. So then Izzy. Then I'm going to make a space. Inchworm, it's also her name. That's why it is capitalized. If it was not her name, it would not be capitalized. But remember, we capitalize names in our sentences. Izzy inchworm. I'm going to make a space. Is I-S. Then another space. Inside. I-N-S-I-D-E. Izzy inchworm is inside. And then it ends in a period. Remember, a period is just a dot. Dot. Okay, the next I page is the Hear It page. So we have those 3 circles. And then we have pan, inch, ink, igloo. It says, I see an iguana. It is green. So you're going to color it green. So I just connected mine from the packet so that I could cut them out. Cut in the dotted line. Remember to keep your fingers away from your scissors. Remember to move the paper instead of the scissors. So when I'm cutting on the line, but I'm only moving the paper. I'm not moving my scissors. So there's my igloo. Now ink. I have my inch. Should I cut out pan? Does a pan start with I or I? Nope, it starts with a P sound, so I'm not going to cut it out. So then I'm going to take my iguana, I'm going to color it green, and then I'm going to take my glue, and I'm going to glue on my words. My inch, this is an inch. It's a form of measurement. I'm going to put that on the first circle. Then I have my ink. Ink. Ink is what's in pens and markers. A long time ago, the picture shows there used to be these pens that they were called quills. And what it was, it had a feather, and then it had this really sharp point on it, and you would dip it in. It would be a metal little point, and it had like this little hole in it, and you dip the pen or quill into the ink, and it would kind of suck it up, and then you'd start to write, and then it would run out, and you have to dip it again. But if you got too much, then what it would do is make a big spot, like an ink spot on the paper, and so you'd have to start all over again. Now we have the pens that have the ink right inside them. If I take my pen apart, you'll see that there is ink inside. So all my ink stays right here. And so I can continue to write with it and not have to refill it. So ink, ink. So I'm going to remember to you leave the picture part up, put the glue on the back. And I'm going to glue it onto one of the other circles. And then igloo. Some people who live in very, very cold temperatures live in igloos. So I have inch, igloo, ink. Make sure that you color your iguana green. The next page is a middle sound. So we're going to do pig, lid, this is the lid, 6, fin, right here's the fin, part that makes the fish move or directional, hit, and pin. Now all of these words need the I sound. So what you're going to do is you're going to add the I sound. So I, g. We're going to put the I. I, or sorry, id, s, I, x, n, it, p, n. So you're going to put the I in the middle. It's the middle sound. Consonant, vowel, consonant. Consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant. Remember, consonants have one sound, vowels have two. A, E, I, O, and U are vowels. They have two sounds. Y is a tricky one, and you will learn about Y later. But so we have pig, P-I-G. Then down here, I want you to find pig, and you're going to write the word again. P-I-G, pig. So I'm writing pig here. If I'm not sure how to spell it, I'm going to look right here. The next one is lid. I'm going to look down here and find lid, and I'm going to write it. L-I-D. Lid. There's lid. Okay, then I have 6. 6 is right here. S-I-X. 6. Kind of messy X. 6. Then I have fin, which is the first one over here. F-I-N. Then hit. H-I-T. Hit. And then pin. P-I-N. Pin. So you're going to put the I in the word, and then you're going to write the full word down here. On the back of that sheet, you are going to write if you hear a or an I. So b-at. Do you hear the A in the middle or the I? Circle which one you hear. B-at. Be A, right? We hear the A sound. So we're going to circle A. Okay, then we have ham. Yep, A again. Then we have mit. It. I. Okay, I want you to do the other ones on your own. I'll read through them. Stamp, 6, hat, pig, rip, mitt. Okay. Okay, if you're not done, please pause the video. So the first one is bat. B-at with the A. With the A. I. Stamp. A. Six. I. At. A. Pig. I. Rip. I. Mit. It. Or mitten. It. In. I. Check your work. Does your page look like my page? Okay, your brain is working hard. Give it a kiss. Give yourself a hug and a pat on the back. You're doing great.